let's get right to it with number 10. Richard Kuklinski. The movie was The Iceman, played by Michael Shannon in 2012. I don't know if you know Michael Shannon. If you look him up, he was the FBI agent in Boardwalk Empire.
Worked for you for 7 years.
7.
I broke heads in Cicero. I set up Dean O'Bannon. I make my number every week.
12.
Maybe I'm a federal agent. Maybe I'm a bigamist. Maybe I'm a murderer on the run. Believe what you want. There's no way I can stop you. But that's not what matters now. It's not. What matters is this man comes in from out of town.
23.
Starts telling Capone what to do about Capone's business and Capone's
26,
house. And
27,
and
28, 29, 30.
He was probably, he stole, I liked Boardwalk Empire. It could have been better. I thought it was a little let down, but he stole the show in that, I think. I loved every scene he was in. He also played in, or acted in Take Shelter. I actually recommend that. It was weird. It was different. It was about like a tornado coming, but it was a good movie. Now, if you haven't heard of Richard, he's known as the Iceman, okay? And they did a documentary on him. Pretty cold guy, big, a lot of murders on him.
That it probably would offend a lot of people. I don't know. I don't think I'll go into that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not a good one.
No, go ahead, tell him.
It was a man, he was begging and pleading and praying, I guess. So I told him he could have a half hour to pray to God. And if God could come down and change the circumstances, he'd have that time. But God never showed up.
I'm going to give a little quick breakdown. Better known as the Iceman, Richard was an American murderer and hitman for the Genovese and Gambino crime families. In 1988, he was sentenced to life imprisonment after being convicted of killing 2 members of his gang and 2 other associates. In 2003, he received an additional 30-year sentence after confessing to the murder of the mob-connected police officer. He was given the nickname Iceman by authorities after they discovered that he had frozen the body of one of his victims in an attempt to disguise the time of death. Now, the only weird thing about him is I always hear people talk about him, and I did for a while, but now that a lot of these podcasts are out, like Sammy the Bull and a bunch of other mobster podcasts, they say they don't know who he is, you know?
Richard Kuklinski.
Is that the Iceman?
Yes.
There isn't even a word for this piece of shit. I would like to go to wherever he's buried, dig him up, and shoot him right in his fucking skull head. Piece of shit, liar.
Now, he ran with Roy DeMeo, which is one of the most feared mobster crews. Look him up. I might do a whole thing on him. He was a cold-blooded killer for sure.
Says, you know what I'm thinking? If I had 2 9mm on me, I could pull them out. I could kill all these fucking people in a matter of seconds. You could kill them all in a matter of seconds. 60, 70, 80-year-old people. I'm thinking, what the fuck? We're talking about cars. Kuwait could be going through this fucking guy's brain, fantasizing about killing these old people. I said, listen, yeah, probably you could. Probably half of them, maybe more, would die of a fucking heart attack once you start shooting them. I mean, they'd be in shock. Yeah. Look at them. I started getting uncomfortable with this conversation. And I really wanted to get the fuck away from it.
He was basically a serial killer. That's how much he killed. But, I mean, everybody says they don't know who he is, and he's a liar, and he's putting on an act. But he did get charged with murder, so I think he definitely wasn't, like, a friend of theirs, which means they were, you know, he was actually, like, taking an oath. But I do think he put in work for Roy DeMeo. And either way, like, if you look up Richard and you look at the performance by Michael Shannon,
What do you want?
Closing the porn lab. Sorry, but you're out of a job. You could follow orders. You got everything to gain. Go put the bum out of his misery. If you don't have it in you, now's the time to say it.
What the fuck is this? What's he doing now?
Shut the fuck up. Just give him a second.
Actually, I will have a drag. What are you smoking?
Camel.
Come on.
he gets a spot on the list. You know, he did a great job on that, and I recommend the movie, even if he's kind of lying or not, who knows at this point, but he still gets a spot for number 10.